How's it going, everyone? Spencer with Stadia Dispatch. We're here at a huge Pro 2A rally in Arizona in front of the state capitol, and I ran into, this is a man who saved a lot of lives here, Stephen Willeford. How you doing today, sir? Thank you for taking the time to do the interview.
I'm doing excellent. What a beautiful day here.
Oh, yeah. Especially after a couple weeks of rain over here. It's been this nice 70 degrees until it gets to like 120 in a couple months, then I'll be complaining. But I know you've done this interview a lot where you've talked about the events that day in Texas. If you could give my viewers just a brief rundown of what happened and why you acted,
Well, so I was home on November 5th, 2017, and the reason I wasn't at church that morning is because I was going to start an on-call at the hospital where I work, and I was going to have to carry a pager and make calls all during the night. So I stayed home to relax, and my daughter made me aware of gunfire. And I live in Sutherland Springs, Texas, which is a small community. Total population under 600 people. And so it was really odd. And so when she made me aware of it, I ran to my safe and I opened up and I grabbed an AR-15, popped open a box of ammunition, grabbed 8 rounds, and headed for the door. And as I ran across the street, I yelled out. The shooter had just shot Chris Workman in the back, instantly paralyzing him, and was about to finish him off with his pistol when I yelled out. And Chris said he heard me when I yelled, and the shooter obviously did too. The expression on his face changed. He dropped his rifle in the church and came out of the church shooting at me. He had on Class 3 body armor and a ballistic bulletproof helmet. And I ran behind a vehicle for cover. He hit the truck in front of me, hit the car behind me, shattered the windshield of the car, hit the house behind me, and he had on ballistic bulletproof vest and helmet. I hit him in the left chest, stopped by the body armor. I hit him in the abdomen, stopped by the body armor. He then turned to run to his vehicle, which was sitting in the middle of the street, the driver's side door open and the engine running. And when he turned to his side to get into his vehicle, he exposed his side where he didn't have any plates. And I put one between the plates, and I put one high in his legs. He got in the vehicle, slammed the door, put 2 through the side window. I busted one underneath the rim of the helmet across his forehead. He accelerated and started running. And by the time I got in the middle of the street, he was about 150 yards away. I put one through the back windshield, shattering it. The police say that went through the driver's side seat, hit him right at the left shoulder blade, and he topped the hill and out of sight. And I flagged down a truck that was sitting at the stop sign. I'd never met Johnny before in my life. And I told him that guy just shot up the Baptist church and we have to stop him. And the locks came open. I climbed up in the cab of the truck and we chased him 11.6 miles before the shooter turned the gun on himself and killed himself. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, you did what I think any law-abiding citizen, any competent gun owner should do in that situation is, stop the threat. You saved a bunch of lives that day. There's no question about that. And I know as someone who's an avid 2A, supporter, what's the old saying? When police are minutes away. That old saying.
When seconds count, police are minutes away.
Yep. And those seconds, you definitely saved a lot of people. So I know you've been doing the rounds and everything since. You're here with GOA today. How has your life changed since the incident?
Well, obviously, I'm no longer a maintenance plumber. I work for GOA. They send me all over the country to fight for your rights to own a gun, an AR-15. The media didn't like me because I used an AR-15, the very gun that they want to ban. Had I run across the street with a pistol, it may have been a different story. I may not be speaking today. But now they send me all over the country to fight for your rights. The GOA is uncompromising on our Second Amendment. And that's, with my story, I could work with almost any of them. But I choose to work for GOA because they believe in no compromise, and so do I. We have to not only protect the rights that we still have, but we need to retake some of the rights that we have lost. And people don't understand, we've lost a lot of rights.
And unconstitutionally, too, they passed laws that are in just direct violation of the Second Amendment. NFA, GCA, all that.
And now with the Bruin decision, now they have to go to historical context. If any law that they pass does not pass historical context, when the founders were still alive.
I think it was a historical Texan tradition. I guess the legal terminology behind that.
Absolutely. So
last year about that later.
So if there was not some sort of a law banning a gun in a certain place or anything, like they do have historical where like you could ban guns at polling places.
Right.
But other than that, no. There's no historical laws that ban guns for almost anything else. And so the Supreme Court has said that's what we have to measure everything off of right now. And so we're fighting Prop 114 in Oregon. We kind of got that overturned. Illinois, we're fighting just recently in California, as a matter of fact.
I escaped from there. I escaped California, as I like to say. I'm in red territory, well, occupied with Hobbs, sitting in that office back there, but way better on gun rights than California, I'll tell you that much.
So in California, there was a federal judge that overturned their assault weapons ban.
St. Benitez, as he is so called.
And so on page 69 of his finding, he mentioned Sutherland Springs and me by name.
Wow.
On his finding. Now they've appealed it, so the gun ban is still in place in California, but we're fighting that. We're pushing that up the hill,
Yep. I think it's Bonto's the AG over there still, right? Is it, or I don't know who it's switched. All I know is our former AG is the quote-unquote VP right now, and look at all the damage she did in California, but that's another story in and of itself. I could talk to you for hours about how California sucks, having escaped from there, but
well, I'm from Texas, and absolutely we're one of the most 2A friendly states around, and I'm glad to be from Texas. People think that Texans are arrogant about their state. We're not arrogant, we're just right.
You're not wrong. I mean, you guys do have some good laws out there protecting the 2A.
So I am a Texan true and blue and stuff, but GOA is fighting in Texas as well as every other state. We've got red flag laws overturned in New York. We're in the fight, and we're in the fight to win it. And please go to gunowners.org.
Mm-hmm.
Shameless plug, but
hey, as a member, I agree. I support these guys. These are the guys fighting for your rights. So go ahead, sir.
So anyway, so we are fighting in each and every state. And look, if we pass something and we finally get a what they call assault weapons, we call them modern sporting rifles.
Yep.
If we get one of those bans all the way up to the Supreme Court, it not only affects Illinois, but it'll affect the whole nation and turn them over for the whole nation. So that's what we're doing. We're pushing that peanut up the hill, and we're gonna take a stand, and we truly believe that because the Supreme Court has said it, And
fight them in all the districts, and then it goes to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and absolutely. Our problem is, so far as we haven't found, to have standing, you have to be split on the districts.
And nice circus out here usually likes
circuits. I meant the circuits. We have to have a split in the circuits. But if, like, Texas doesn't ever hear it, then it won't be a split. Right. If Illinois does it, but enough of them have to, I guess, fight it and take it all the way up before the Supreme Court will take it up. And once that's done, your standard capacity magazines won't be banned anymore. Your modern sporting rifles won't be banned anymore, and that's what we're trying to do. And I think that GOA membership is absolutely the best membership there are, because we have no compromise. The guys that and women that sign up for GOA, or we couldn't do it without our members, and you're signing up for a specific reason because you want to take our gun rights back.
Right.
And if you're that kind of person that wants your gun rights back, go to gunowners.org and sign up.
All right. So you guys heard him. Go sign up. GOA. Support these guys. They're a great organization. Like I mentioned, I am a member. These guys have been fighting the good fight against all the unconstitutional laws. And, we need more people to sign up to force these lawsuits to go through so we can win that lawfare and restore our constitutional rights. Is there anything else you'd like to tell my viewers at the end here?
I do have a book out, if you don't mind me plugging.
Go ahead and plug it.
It's called A Town Called Sutherland Springs, and you can find it at Amazon.
All right. I'm going to have to go pick myself up a copy after this. So, Stephen, it was a pleasure, man. Again,
thank you.
Thank you for all you do, and I appreciate the interview.
God bless.
God bless, sir.